Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 45 and we're back again, 5 away from 50. We're coming up on whatever that means.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
It means 50.
It means 50.
It means, and you can do math.
It means,
yeah.
It means barely.
You're learning.
Barely. I can do math. I was at the movies. We got a guest here, but I'll just tell the story first. I'll make her wait. I was at the movies. I went to see Black Panther, and I sat down in the two seats, or my friend and I sat down in the seat, and I told him to sit down in one seat. And he goes, "Sure, this is the right seat?" I'm like, "Yeah. I know numbers." And then this lady came in and said, "You're in my seat." And so he'd move, and I said, "I don't know numbers, and I really don't. I have a math problem. I can't do math." Anyways, so that was really random.
So they can't read, basically, I think is what it's
No,
you don't have to know numbers. You just
I get numbers
reach them up on a piece of paper.
It's like dyslexia with numbers, and when I see numbers, I'm automatically flipping in my head. It's really weird. I went to a doctor about it, so they told me it was legit.
He's certified, folks.
Yeah. I'm certified. Anyways, we have a very special guest. My brother Chris has opened up his animator vault again that he has, where he keeps all his animator friends, which is sort of weird, but we just go with it.
Where else am I
warm in there.
Yeah, it's very humid.
We're all huddled close together.
Yeah,
sweaty.
Well, it's expensive to run air conditioning, and I got to save some money somewhere. So
He's got a suggestion box. We get to tell him occasionally, like, "Hey, can we have a rug?" No.
Always with the rug. They always want a rug. I don't understand the rug. They're just gonna mess it up.
The floor gets a little dirty in there. Something to
Whatever.
lay down. We know what Ray Chase does in there. They want a rug to cover that stuff up. We know.
Yeah, he sheds.
I really don't know. What does he do? I'm confused.
just ask Ray.
Okay.
Just ask him. Anyways, we got Monica Aston here. Hey!
Hey!
And she's here to tell us all the secrets, all the stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And all that jazz.
Wow.
It's
okay.
true. The secret is yes.
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 The answer is 4.
42.
Anyways, Monica, how long have you been in been an animator? I guess you do around the same thing that Chris does, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Same
More or
thing. Yeah. She's better.
But better, yeah.
There you go.
She does it better than me. Most people do. So it's okay.
I do it with hair, and he does it with a hat on.
Yeah.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
It's the street curse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have too many brains up here.
Yeah, that's
Pushed
it.
all the hair out.
Yeah.
Many brains.
How many numbers can you count to again? What's that?
Oh, I can count to
50, apparently.
50 at least.
At least.
At least. It's when I have to add stuff up and do all that stuff. Oh.
Gotcha.
I forgot what my birthday was. I tried to figure out my birthday on one year because I forgot how old I was, and I was off by a year. And that most of that year, I just thought I was that age, and then I realized the next year, oh no, I'm a year younger.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's a nice surprise, at least.
You time traveled.
It was a nice surprise.
It's like finding $20 in your pocket.
Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, I got a year back.
Found a whole year.
Why are we on this? Anyways, Monica, tell us about yourself. Tell us your love for animation or whatever else you want to tell us about. That's great.
Okay. I love animation.
No, I mean, like, when did you start? Like, what made you?
Yeah.
What made you get into animation? Made you choose this path?
I think it was because my parents used animation as a babysitter, and I was like, I'm gonna do that because that's all I know. No, it was seriously like, I think probably, I don't know, everyone might have a similar story where you grew up watching the cartoons and the movies, and in my case, I would pause the VCR on whatever Peter Pan or Little Mermaid frame, and I would start drawing. So it was drawing was the gateway. And it's weird that I skipped comics, because it was like when I was young, it was Disney. I would draw Disney characters. And my boy cousins, started drawing comic book characters. But for some reason, I went from like Disney to anime.
Yeah.
And I was like one of those high school kids with the Jinkos and and the weird colored hair, and with my like notepad in the back of the classroom hiding the sketches that I was doing.
Yeah. Well, that was me too, except not the hair thing.
What about the
I had hair then.
Did you wear the
That
Jinkos?
hair then.
Yeah, I wore the Jinkos. But yeah, I look more like Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
They need to bring back the Jinkos, don't you think?
I think they did.
They did?
I so think they did. I feel like we talked about this. I talked about this with somebody recently, where she's like, "I saw a pair of Jinkos the other day."
Because that's
Like,
the big baggy jeans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like
More comfortable.
you could fit like four legs in one.
That's
leg.
I have some that they're basically skater pants or Tony Hawk jeans that I just wear around the house because they're more comfortable.
There you go.
'Cause they're baggy and they're comfortable. I feel like when I like the whole trend of skinny jeans.
Baggy clothes. Have you seen the big sweater thing you can buy that looks like a big hoodie, and it's on the inside it's got like the Sherpa. Is that the right word?
It has a Sherpa inside?
It has a Sherpa inside. That's not the right-
Wow.
like the lamb wool inside or whatever.
Oh,
Scale Everest?
Whatever. I don't know. But it looks like a huge hoodie that you can like, it goes down to your knees almost. And it's like you're wearing some really big guy's sweater, I guess, or something. But you can, it's supposed to be like a blanket. But it's got a hood. But it's an oversized hood, and you're just all cuddled up. It's like almost like the Snuggie, but it's more practical because it's like you put it on. And I saw an infomercial for it the other day, and I was like, wow.
Wow. I was going to say, like, when I was, my husband and I, when we went to Scotland, I was shopping for shearling, I think is the word you're looking for, right? Shearling.
Sounds good,
and
yeah.
it's, we wanted shearling stuff because they said it was, super comfortable and warm. And every time I found it, it was on a wrapper. Like, I don't know, Jay-Z.
Okay.
Kanye West or whoever, And I didn't
I'm so
see...
white. It took me a minute. I'm like rapper, like it was like wrapped up in something.
It took me a second too, actually. It was on a wrapper, like a gum,
Like a gum wrapper, or
Because that's how they advertise those coats for men who are in the music business. No, it was really weird. So what you just described is like the even bigger. Like I bet all the Jay-Z's are like, I need to get that Snuggie giant hood that you just described, because then I can just lay down and it's like a sleeping blanket.
oh,
Or a
Yeah,
sleeping,
it's called the Comfy.
the comfy.
The Comfy. So you should look it up, thecomfy.com. Blanket meat sweatshirt. Free shipping right now. So I'm sorry, $5 shipping.
well,
never
never
mind.
mind. Yeah.
Buy one or buy 10, and you'll get $5 flat rate shipping.
I'm sorry, I got us off on this tangent.
But you can
baggy
totally
clothes.
like put it down. Like if you put your knees up to your chest, you can put it down to your ankles. It's just a big sweatshirt is what it looks like. But it.
I
mean,
really
it's
could have used
so
this
cool.
in Scotland.
Yeah.
I think so.
So if you're just, they talk.
Ooh,
you
it
can
was
even
on
wear
Shark
it
Tank.
inside
Wow.
out. Yeah,
Well,
you can
Shark
even.
Tank.
It's
was on Shark
reversible.
Tank.
Uh-huh.
It's a poncho.
Yeah, but it's like really soft and comfy and
So
warm.
I think we've turned into an infomercial.
Yeah,
for
what has
the
happened?
Comfy.
Sorry, I got us off on you said
The
Jinkos,
Comfy.
and that just like, oh, I want some Jinkos.
Yeah,
Because,
this
like,
episode sponsored by Comfy.
Yeah, because wearing like, I don't wear skinny jeans, but it's like the tighter jeans, because that was sort of what musicians wore, and it just always made me look like a dum-dum sucker or something. I got this like skinny bottom, and then just like, oh, there's my top.
It's just pushed everything up.
Just pushed everything up. I don't know. They can't be good for people. We need that freedom down there.
That's proven.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
If you want a family, so
that's science.
yeah.
Do you
I am
remember,
Rick.
Ryan, we had so our bass player Ryan, right?
Yeah.
He wore, gosh, I probably shouldn't tell this, but it was when that fad started, and he was wearing his girlfriend's pants. Because that's what you would do, is the guys would have to wear women's pants to get skinny jeans, right?
Yeah, back in the day.
He was, yeah. So that was, I always thought that was funny, but yeah, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Monica.
Oh yeah.
Got any more clothing you want to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to I Am Geek.
Yeah. You were an anime fan.
Yes.
What kind of anime did you watch? Because I was a huge anime fan.
Sailor Moon. And Revolutionary Girl Utena. And Slayers. And oh man, Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, nice.
And oh my gosh. Oh, I can't tell you that one. I didn't watch it, but my friend and I, my best friend Katie and I, we were fascinated by like all the animes that we wanted that we would get. It would always have this advertisement of this naked female ninja. All she wore was like a ninja mask.
Oh.
And her name.
I think that was on Nickelodeon, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was Toonami. You know.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, but we didn't actually watch that. I mean, we kind of did. No, we didn't. It was just like,
okay.
what?
And that's the title of this episode, Naked Ninja Woman.
Naked Ninja Woman
With Monica Aston.
With Monica.
How I got into animation, Naked Woman Ninja.
Perfect.
And that's my story.
Sticking to it.
But yeah, no, there were tons of them. I don't know.
I was just big on Dragon Ball Z.
Right, Dragon Ball Z. Well, I mean, Dragon Ball Z came on before Sailor Moon, so I had to kind of like be there for the end of Dragon Ball Z and getting ready for my show. So
you probably saw, like, in an episode of Dragon Ball Z, the ending. You probably saw the whole episode in just the ending because they stretched everything out.
Building their power ball for the entire episode.
Yeah, so you saw everything basically. So
I never understood why Chris watched. Like I would try to watch it with him, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. This whole episode has been two guys standing there going,
exactly.
Tense.
And that's
what's not to understand.
Aren't there currently more episodes coming out? Like it's ongoing.
Yeah, it's ongoing. So it started with Dragon Ball, which is like really old. Then went to Dragon Ball Z, and then they did Dragon Ball GT, which no one likes that series. Everybody wants to forget about it because the creator wasn't involved in it. And now they have Dragon Ball Super, which is new and it's more recent and it's ongoing right now. And it's good. I've been watching it on Toonami.
That's amazing. It just feels like it's been around forever.
Oh, it has.
And it's still going.
Yes.
Do you watch it? Are you up on it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm always watching it.
Man.
I'm rewatching some of the older episodes because they came out with a new. Well, it's a new series, not really a new series. They took the old episodes, cut out most of the stuff where it's just them screaming for 5 minutes, because most of that was just filler because it was being aired at the same time they were making the manga. And so they had to stretch it out to wait for new comics to come out. So they cut all that
hilarious.
Out. It's a lot shorter now, and it makes
sorry, people. Just sit through this while we draw. Okay.
All right, so you fell in love with anime. Yeah. Did you go to school, or after high school just went straight into...
Yeah, it was eventually I ended up in an art class, just, like you do in high school, and it was an art teacher that was like, oh, you like to do drawings and stuff? And yeah. Like, what are you going to do with it? And I was like, oh. And he's like, well, you could do that for a living. Did you know? And I honestly did not cross my mind, like, that it could be a thing that you do for money. And he started giving me these Art Institute of Dallas brochures and like other art school, information. And I was like, yeah, okay, Dallas, let's do it, because I can't afford to go to California. And so, yeah, I went to college and to the Art Institute, and they the first day, I swear, like the first day, they were like, if any of you are anime fans, you need to cut that out right now. And I was like, oh no. And like, luckily the portfolio that I submitted, like, I was like, well, it's an art school. I have to, like show them that I can draw. And I did drawing tutorials, teaching myself how to do like the regular human form instead of like the anime version. And so I was kind of able to hang, but it freaked me out because I was like, oh, I have to be. And I didn't tell anybody. Like, I was like, oh no, I don't know. Anime? What's that? Yeah. I just felt like I would lose credibility, which at that point you kind of like really believe the teachers until you're there long enough to feel like, oh, okay, it's all subjective. That's just an opinion, like you can still be a good artist and stuff. So, but like, yeah, for a while, all the students were like, no, I don't anime. Do you anime? I don't anime.
It's taboo.
And then later we're like, yeah, we all anime.
We all do.
It's fine. Yeah.
The first rule of Anime Club is you don't talk about anime.
Right. Yes, and you feel great shame for it all the time. With the actual animation part of it, it probably was like an equal bit of like anime and video games and Disney, and because I had nothing but like a Disney vocabulary, like that's kind of what I latched onto after anime like wasn't my thing anymore. But then so
you survived
college happened.
Yeah, you survived college.
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
Hiding my true self, that's how I survived.
Yeah, that's how you survive. That's how we all survive college.
Well,
hiding
yeah,
our true
that's
self.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm still hiding my true self.
I'm just glad that you had a teacher that recognized you had a gift, and they said, there's something you could do with that. Because I never had a teacher like that said, oh, you can do this, you're good at this, you should pursue this. It was just always like, okay, you're in my class, do your work, I'll give you a grade, and then leave. And that's just sort of my school life, and that's why I really hated school, because it's like, what's the point? But so it's good that there is, you had a teacher that recognized your gifts and sent you in the direction where you could hide yourself in college.
Yes, exactly. It's like, teacher, why didn't you tell me to be ashamed of my anime before I got here? Oh, by the way, thanks for telling me I could come here. But no, yeah, like I feel really lucky because I like you, like I probably know more people that have your experience than mine, and it's like, oh God, I don't know how I managed to like get the good juju, but
yeah.
I'm super thankful that I did. And he was awesome.
My art teacher was a football coach, and he liked to draw male bodies. The male form.
Doing football?
I don't think that was a class, Ryan.
His favorite one was the tight end.
Yeah. he would always draw
in the boiler room. I don't understand why.
He would always draw Arnold Schwarzenegger, like basically just Arnold Schwarzenegger with nothing else. That's how he wanted all of us to draw, and we're like, we don't want to draw male bodies.
I want to draw girls.
So I would draw like comic stuff and stuff like that, and he would look at me like, what's the point of that? That's not art.
They had big buff male bodies too. So.
I know. It's just like,
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. I would think that he'd be like, yeah, put a football in his hand. Perfect.
Yeah, anyways.
The laser beams coming out of his eyeballs. He's the best quarterback. Right.
So luckily my brother, I guess, had a better art teacher, and he went on to...
it was the wife of the coach.
Really?
Well, now, was it Mr. Pitts? Mr. Pitts
No. I had Coach Mokler.
Okay, Mr. Pitts was a coach, and his wife, well, they weren't married. They got married. Mrs. Leach was my art teacher in high school.
Yeah, mine was Coach Mokler, and he was like this. He looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a flat top and a mustache. Big bodybuilder.
Yeah.
and he wanted everybody to see his artwork of naked men. But
again, I don't think that was a class.
Anyways,
I think you need to report that.
so yeah, too late now. So you finished college. Did you? Were you? Because I know a little bit about the animator life because of my brother. Were you a animator nomad, or did you basically find your place where you are now, and that's where you've been the whole time?
I was actually an artist reject and then an animator nomad, and then I found where I am now. So, funny thing about my school at the time was, and animation being such a small world, I want to be like choosy about what I say. The program.
Nobody listens to us. It's okay.
I'm sorry to my previous teachers for saying this. No, like at the time they were doing this transition between if you graduated, you had like a little mini movie that you like wrote and storyboarded, and you created your characters, and it was like a almost the full production, all made by you. And they were kind of transitioning from that into the kind of demo reel where you're just taking little snippets of like, here's a guy doing a run, here's a guy doing an acting piece, here's a guy throwing a ball. And like I met my husband in school, and he was kind of like a rebel where I was I'm going to do what teacher says because teacher tell me to do things and that's what I do. And he kind of was like, no, I think things are going this way. And he made his demo reel one way and I made mine the other way. And if you make yours the way that I did it, animation comes like 5 or 6 like major steps down in the process. So I spent a whole lot of time doing everything by animation, just trying to get to that stage. And so by the time recruiters came around from a local game studio, Gearbox Software, they were looking for interns, and they were like, who are your students that are showing some promise? And they put forward me and him and a couple other people, and Kyle had animation to show because he went the rebel way. And I was like, I have a lot of art. And like I luckily had been drawing pretty much my entire life, so like I had a pretty strong portfolio. And so they hired me as an intern artist and into their as a modeler concept artist working on the first Borderlands.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, and it was like crazy because there was this one teacher that was like, the school really wants people to graduate, and when you get
That's good.
Yeah, it helps them sell themselves later, and when students take and the other benefit to him doing his reel the way that he did it was that he got to graduate immediately, whereas I technically hadn't fulfilled the requirements for my graduation. And I took this job, and he was like, I think it's a mistake that you're taking a job because, you're not going to come back. You're not going to finish your degree. And I'm like, I have spent so much money at this place. I am getting this degree. And also I'm here to get a job. So this works for me pretty well. But I was an artist there, and the thing about trying to be an animator but getting a job as an artist is that then you go work with real professional artists, and they are amazing. Oh wow, the talent that was in the same room with me, and I'm over here like, oh, they're gonna find me out. I am not up to this caliber.
They're going to realize I like anime.
They're like, give us a concept of a military base where on an alien planet. And I'm like, I can draw Sailor Moon. I did what I could, but it was no surprise later when it was like about a year later, there was a company sort of downsizing. One of their games didn't do so well. So I think they let go of like 15% of their people. And I was one of those people. And I was like, yeah, fair enough.
No hard feelings, I get it.
Fair enough, yeah.
Thank you for your time. And, my goal really was, to get my foot in the door there and then work my way over to the animation department. And, once they let me go, then it was like, well, I'll go get like a regular paying job and work on my animation reel. So that's what I did. And I think it was probably like 8 months later, Real Effects, the place we worked for, was hiring their apprentices. They had an apprenticeship program. So I was not ready. I didn't have any finished animation. Still, like after having graduated college, I still didn't really have finished animation. What I had was a lot of blocking. I was doing this. Have you heard of 11 Second Club?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's this
No.
website. Well, let me tell you, it's just this website where students or seasoned animators will come together and do this 11-second animation every month. It's a new challenge. They give you your audio and you do the thing, and everybody votes, and it's really cool community. And the winner gets a critique from someone at a major studio, so there's like a really good incentive to do it.
I was a prize once. I was the instructor.
You were a prize?
I was a prize. I know.
Aww.
I know.
That's so cool.
That poor winner.
Did you have a bow on you and stuff?
Whatever, that's so cool.
Like a giant bow wrapped around you?
Yeah, I had a bow wrapped. Yeah, that's all it was just a bow. That came on the screen.
Who won you?
Hello. I really don't remember the guy's name. It was a good animation. And yeah, I just critiqued it. And it's like, all right.
So the prize was for you to tear this guy down and say your animation like sucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is actually what you're going for when you're trying to get a job in the animation. You're like, please, just make me feel horrible about myself.
Make me better somehow.
It's no Sailor Moon, but
you need to draw this out. Make him screaming for like 10 minutes.
I want to see that dangly thing in the back of your throat. What is that, uvula?
Yeah, the uvula.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You're
So anyway, I never won. I never got my Chris.
Oh.
So, because
no,
I have to. And I'm like, Chris, go away. I'm busy. I have to do some work. Stop critiquing me.
You could look at the arc there. If you could do.
Chris. But so yeah, I was just using that as like practice and trying to finish and just at my skill level. That's just where I was, and I was just like, hey, I'll submit. And they saw something that they liked, and I went in, and it was the best interview I've ever had in my life. There was something like all of us, like it was me, Brian Ingram, Tim Lannon, and Dave Vallone, just in a room talking. And like even afterwards, we were like, that was wonderful. Like we just, it's still weird because interviews. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the stars aligned.
Yeah. It was like, I definitely love you guys.
I live here now.
Yeah, I actually did something. Oh, I did two awkward things. Okay, first, when I was on my way there, I was living in McKinney, driving down. It was like a lunch time in the middle of summer interview. The air conditioner in my car went out, and I was a sweaty, disgusting, wet mess by the time I got there. And it was my first time visiting the building. And luckily, like I had enough sense I was wearing like a collared, nice pressed shirt, and I had it on the chair next to me while I was driving. But then when I got there, I needed to change and take off. I didn't think this through. I had to take my shirt off, and put on the other shirt because that shirt was drenched, So not knowing Real Effects, like it's like this big industrial building down in Deep Ellum, and I drove around to the back thinking, oh, this is like an alley. There's not going to be anybody here. No one's going to see me. And I changed my shirt, to get ready for the interview. Nothing happened. Nobody saw me. Thankfully, I went through the interview. I think it was great. After I got the job, I found out that is the door that everybody leaves out of to go out into Deep Ellum to find food or whatever, and I was just like, no. So then the other awkward thing that I did was we had our like great interview, and I was just like on this high, and they were so nice and personable. And like afterward, I was like, you said like, I live here now. Like, I think I was like, hey, do you do tours? Like, like, it was just jazz. And I could tell like all three of them were like, well, not right now, but and I was like, oh God, I just meant, okay, yeah, no, it's fine. But, so yeah, it was really cool. Like it was my entry into real effects was magical in every way. Sweaty shirt, alley changing, all that good stuff.
How most jobs start, so.
Right?
Yeah.
No?
Well, I don't think that's true.
Okay.
No.
I don't. Anyway, so so it looks like you've made a bunch. I mean, you've made since 2010 on here, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds about right. Why not?
It says it's 2010. It says it starts with Coyote Falls.
Oh, yeah, that was a few in my first one was Open Season 3, but I don't think we were allowed to say that we worked on it.
On Open Season 3?
Oh, you just did.
Yeah, I think Ray
it's on your IMDb page. It's
Is
on,
it? Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm looking at
All
your.
right, never mind.
Yeah, trust me, I didn't deep dive into your past to find stuff here on. I went to IMDb, so it's public knowledge that you worked on these movies.
Okay, good.
And then I guess, I don't know, can we announce what you're working on now? It's on here.
Is it?
Well,
I don't know. Let's pass that up.
Okay. If you want to see what she's probably working on now, go to her IMDb page, and it's on there.
All this and more at my
it's public knowledge that movie's being made, but I don't know if it's public knowledge that we're working on it. So it's so confusing. I don't know anymore.
Well, it could hurt the film to find out that I'm working on it. So they might be like, oh, it's Monica Aston.
Okay, guys, it's Sailor Moon. She's working on the newest edition of Sailor Moon.
My dream came true. You guys, seriously.
I gotta ask, what's transfer? Take your medicine.
Oh, that was when it came from the commercial side. Did you ever meet Nader Shoot? I can't remember his last name.
Nader Shoot.
Ralph Nader.
Well, it's his own fault because on Facebook right now he changed his name to Nadmiral Snack Bar because
I know him.
Oh,
I know Admiral Snack Bar.
Yeah.
But it's spelled like
That's
Nadmiral, like NADMIRAL, and then Snack Bar. I don't know. But now I can't remember his last name. So anyway, he brought in that project. It was a band that he knew, and we animated the music video to it, and it was crazy trippy. Like, I'm like a emotional sponge, and I can't. I don't like to watch dark films and real life things where people are dying and drugs and whatever, because I'll take that in and I'll be sad for a long time. And that music video had a kind of like a really sad beat, and there was this girl who I think had a drug problem, and there was a giant monster forcing pills on her and eating her. It was really disturbing.
I just clicked on it. The cast consists of a girl and 4 doctors.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, those are the band members. There was the live action band members as doctors, giving her treatment, and then it cuts to the animated part.
Well, sounds like a good music video.
It actually, he ended up doing something big for one of the superhero movies, I thought, or Star Wars. No, he did Star Wars. He did some Star Wars motion graphics, I think.
Oh, cool.
And you could watch it and be like, oh, this feels like that video. Like it's like his style. It's really cool.
There's 4 doctors and a girl in the Star Wars scene.
Spoiler alert, there's the Han Solo movie, there's a lot of doctors everywhere, and they're pushing pills on him. Like Dr. Mario.
You want to buy some death sticks? You don't want to buy death sticks. Go home and rethink your life. Anyways. Sorry. That was Obi-Wan. So what has been your favorite project you have worked on? I can read them to you if you want me to.
What did I? Yeah, no. Well, hang on. Yeah, read them to me. I was trying to get to IMDb, but I don't want to accidentally close Skype.
Oh yeah, so we have Cody Fall or Coyote Falls.
Cody.
Cody Falls.
Cody Falls.
Cody Falls.
It's based
That was
on the.
hilarious.
Falling over and over.
It's based on the. I just forgot their names.
Zach and Cody.
Zach and Cody
yeah.
twins from the Disney Channel. It's their.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
It's Cody's fall from grace.
It's,
Anyways.
it's emotional.
It's very emotional. Fur of Flying.
These are all Looney Tunes shorts.
Open season 3. Transfer. Take your medicine. Judy Moody and then Not Bummer Summer. I guess there's animated parts in that movie because I thought that was okay. I don't know. This must be your favorite. I taw putty tat.
Be careful with that. Tot.
That's something that we don't talk about on this show. That's some adult themes.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Just
not.
didn't
Not
say
really.
it correctly.
I taw putty tat.
Okay, that's better. Not what you said the first time, but okay.
Yeah.
That's what I said. What is? Anyways,
And moving along.
it stars
Did we mention we're like
naked ninja?
13-year-old boys?
Yeah.
None of this is going to air. Like, I'm sorry.
At this point, it will.
I'm intentionally keeping my mouth shut so I don't slip and like horrify you guys. I'm just like, yeah, y'all are just messed up. You guys.
Horrible people. Horrible.
Ice Age, A Mammoth Christmas, Freebirds, Book of Life, Rock Dog, which is everybody's favorite.
Right.
Best Friends,
Claim
Boot
to
Camp,
fame.
or Best Fiends, Son of
Camp.
Jaguar, and I can't say that one.
Right.
Sailor Moon.
I can't say the last one.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the Looney Tunes and a close. Okay, it's like a tie. It's like Looney Tunes and Book of Life for different reasons. Looney Tunes was cool because we got to work with the original voices of, like Mel Blanc and June Foray, and
that's what I get excited over is like the voice talent when we get to do stuff like that. Because when we did Best Fiends stuff, I was getting to animate to Fry from Futurama. Billy West. I was like, oh, this is so great. I love this. I get excited over stuff like that.
Wasn't Mark Hamill supposed to?
Mark Hamill did a voice. He did it in Visit Minutia. He did the voice of Temper.
That's right. And then Lando.
Lando,
Name.
Lando Calrissian. What's his?
Billy
Ryan,
D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
He was a slug. He was like, welcome to Minutia.
With a
Yeah.
Colt. Did he have a Colt 45?
I have a Colt 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The proximity to those peoples. That's
I
cool.
know.
Even though, you don't necessarily get to meet them. In the Looney Tunes case, they were, one of them was gone and the other one was soon to be gone.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Yay, fun times.
Yay.
but they were wonderful and they had good lives. I think.
Have you got to meet anybody? Has anybody wandered in the old offices there?
Yeah, random people. Not really. I haven't really been introduced to anyone intentionally. We
really want you to meet.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like a free tour?
Most of the time, if someone famous is coming in, there will be an email saying, "Don't look them in the eye. Don't approach them. Don't."
Yeah.
I think Chris said the same thing.
Yeah.
Before about people.
Yeah, you're told not they are not people.
Yeah.
You cannot talk to them. They are above you.
That's why I wouldn't last long at this. If I could work there, because I'd just be like, "Hey, I know you.
What's up, man?
Let's talk."
I know.
And they're like, "No," and I'm like, "I don't care. They're people."
I don't even know, if anyone has come through that I would, we did. Oh, well, we super attacked. What's the
super attack?
Super attack.
Yeah, it actually wasn't me. I was just the cameraman. But David Rodriguez at the time. Who is that? Mavericks basketball player who's tall with blonde hair.
Oh, I don't know.
Nowinski.
Nowinski.
No, yeah, there you go. Yeah, he came in and he ran over to him and like pawed all over him, and I was like, ching, 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 ching. And he was like he was cool about it, but that was like probably the closest I got to breaking the real effects. Don't bug the stars rule.
David's no longer with us now.
He was there for Space Jam 3 that's coming out later this fall.
Dude,
No.
that's what I should do. I think they were talking about a Space Jam, but
or
not
he may have
Dirk.
been recording a music video because he's a rapper or singer or something.
Really?
Well, I don't know if it's for real, but he has there's a video or a song or something that he sang, and it was terrible. But it may have just been a joke. I don't remember. So.
I'm into that. I need to find that. That's
probably some
wonderful.
commercial thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, most of the time, like that one time that Jessica Alba came in, that's like our favorite story because it made Sean Ermey. Have you had him on yet?
No, not yet. We're not having him on here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't recommend it, but no. He doesn't have anything interesting to say. But like that was funny because you think of Sean as being completely impervious to being starstruck or, just he's like super down to earth. But we were having a conversation and he lost the ability to speak. Like, and it's like he's super articulate and he's telling us whatever it was. And then, and like that was where, and those of us, like he could see behind us, like Jessica Alba walking by, and we're like, what? Finish the story. What?
If someone was about to like plunge a sword into you, you would be dead.
I know. If Jessica Alba was a ninja, we would all be just
a naked ninja. She would
be a worse ninja.
Well, that's something to think about. Moving on.
Right.
Where does
I have talked to more famous people as a waitress.
Oh, well, tell us about that.
Well, there's not much to tell. Oh, well, I told Chris the story of Pauly Shore pinching me weirdly in the back of a Fridays. Yeah.
There you go.
But I told you that, right? Didn't I?
I don't think you told me that. Yeah.
I was working in DFW airport.
You don't have to tell me.
You're the one that brought it up.
It's just like my saddest, like, famous person's story. And like the most contact I've ever had was creepy and gross. Because it was like I was a hostess and he was incognito, so he came into Fridays and I had to seat him in the back and he was all picky about where he sat and I was giving him attitude, and because I gave him attitude, I guess he decided to use his star power, and he was like, "Oh, that's okay, darling," and he started like pinching me all over, like on my arms and just wherever he could get a grip, I guess. And I was like, ah. And for some reason, I guess I've seen enough Pauly Shore movies that I was like, oh, I know that voice, And then I was like, he was wearing a hat and sunglasses, and I was like, take off your hat and sunglasses, and he did this like little move, and I was like, oh, I don't know why. Like, I don't know if I was excited, but anyway, I don't know. It was just like, oh, you're famous. And he was like, okay, yeah, don't tell anyone I'm here. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And then I just ran into the kitchen and told everybody.
Of course.
And nobody cared. So
nobody cared.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore, huh?
Yeah. Pauly Shore pinched me a lot and then revealed his face.
He pinched me, and that's how I knew it was him.
Can't do that today.
Got a distinctive pinch.
Yeah. I've seen you pinch in movies, sir, and that is a
political. Yeah. That's wrong.
I wish that would have happened, like when Channing Tatum was doing Book of Life for us.
Yeah, I know. I would. I'd love that.
Right? Or who was Zoe Saldana? Like, you got to meet her, I thought, right?
No,
like,
I didn't. I missed it. And she walked like right by my desk. I was out sick that day. I came in the next day, and Dawn was like, "Dude, you missed Zoe Saldana. She walked right by here." And I was like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Missed who? Sorry, I missed that.
Zoe Saldana.
Okay. Yeah.
Camera. Guardians. Yeah, I missed her.
Green
Miss
lady.
Gamora.
Yeah.
Was she green?
Tinted, yeah. No, I don't know. I didn't get to meet her either.
Oh.
On Book of Life, I got to meet people through the video thing, like we were
Skype?
doing a voice thing.
Oh.
I guess so. Yeah. No, I think maybe. I don't know. We were in an edit suite. It was all very fast.
That's cool.
They brought. That's what it was. Like it was the lady who played. Chris. What was the name of the goddess girl?
La Muerte?
Yeah, La Muerte. It was the woman playing La Muerte. They brought the female animators in to go meet her because we were kind of like the group would do Maria. So we were like in charge of animating her.
Kate Del Castillo.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
saying that horribly. But.
I'm gonna go with that's what Jorge said. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said it just like you did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think I know the answer to this next question, but I'll go ahead and answer it. Dream project. If you could work on any movie, TV, cartoon, whatever, what would it be, and why?
Say Sailor Moon. Say Sailor Moon.
Well, I think you guys incepted me. Obviously, right now at this moment, it would be a CG Sailor Moon. Please, somebody make that movie. Why hasn't that been done yet? They rebooted the show. It's got a new 2D stuff now. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I'm sure it's getting there.
Oh, man.
They'll have to do live action first.
They have several times.
Oh,
like
really?
theater versions, and I don't know if there was actually a movie live action, but there's been a lot of.
I think you're thinking of Comic-Con.
Okay.
No, that was every Halloween at my house. That's what that was. Oh. So I have a puberty story. When I
this will be a first for the show. Go ahead.
It was when I didn't realize that I was starting to look like an older lady, and I was still super into Sailor Moon, like all through high school. Me and my best friend, and we still and Halloween. Someone's gonna have to tell you to stop doing Halloween. You can't just act, oh, I'm done trick or treating. No, you have to have a moment, at least if you're me, where someone says you should probably not do that anymore. And that moment was when I tried to be Sailor Neptune, and my mom made my costume. I think I must have been 15 or so. And my mom made my costume from a pattern of a ice skating, figure skating uniform. She modified it to look like one of the sailors. And it's cute when you don't have things hanging out of places. It was very revealing. And I just looked, walking down the darkened streets, knocking on people's doors. It was bad.
Oh.
Did you get a lot of candy?
I got a lot of. No, I did not, because I think we were kind of like. I mean, my best friend, she had a much more tasteful outfit, but hers was also Sailor Moon, and we got a lot of how old are you?
Oh.
Why? I'm here for the candy and the compliments. Obviously.
My mom made this.
Where are they?
My mom sent me out in this. Don't you like it?
But it was okay, because then later my sister wore the same outfit at a younger age. She was younger than me, and she rocked it. Oh, she was such a cool Sailor Neptune. It was great. So I got to live through her experience of actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I had kids, so I could. I don't know. I had kids, so I could go trick or treating again. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just hate that it.
I try to go now, and it's just not good.
I dressed up this last year. I had my full Kylo Ren outfit, and kids were running up to me going like, "Darth Vader!" And I'm like,
and you slapped him down, right?
Yeah. Just hit him with my lightsaber. It's like, go home and watch a movie, kid.
You learn you something.
There's a lot in this show actually that I think could be created into a little comic strip. Just pick any one of the images of you just telling the story of yourself in a Kylo costume.
Oh, I was
Other
telling.
friends.
I texted Chris and Catron the other day, and they didn't respond. So I figured that was like, no, you're an idiot. But I was like, there's
that
sections
looks like
of
a lot of work.
Well,
Yeah, that's
know.
what I thought. I was like, who's gonna sit there and do that?
Animatics, like there's like so many stories that we could just have like animatics or whatever you call them.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't animated. Someone animated that. That was animated.
Well, you know what I mean. That was just an example. So Chris, get to work. You don't do anything. You go and meet celebrities.
Oh, okay. All I do.
I've seen your office. I've been there. You guys play video games and drink alcohol. I know it.
That sums it up.
Yeah, that's basically That's all
Yeah,
we
we've
do.
got a lot of stories that we have shared or haven't shared yet that would make funny visual things to watch. We'll
Yes.
see. But
Ryan, do you have any funny stories, Ryan? You could tell us about your weekend.
oh,
Segway.
segue. So I had a weekend this last weekend.
What?
So my wife was out of town because her job takes her out of town like twice a month, and she goes out of town for like 5 days. So I have for those that don't know, I have a toddler that's 3-year-old and a 6-month-old infant, and so I'm here alone with them for 5 days, and they're still alive, thank goodness.
That's good.
That's a plus. But we had our first for our toddler this last weekend. So I put him to bed, and he's been like getting up out of bed and stuff and not staying in bed. So we finally got him where he'll stay in bed. But we've got like a monitor in there so I can watch him. So I was looking at the monitor, and I see him sort of sit up in his bed and just start saying, Dad, Dad, Dad. And I'm like, okay. So I go in there, and I'm like, what's wrong, buddy? And it's still, it's dark in there. And he just sort of looks at me, and he's like, my toe. And I'm like, what's wrong with your toe? He goes, my toe hurts. And I start to lean over to, like, let me see it. So he sits up, and I start to lean over, and he just goes,
Oh, no.
and he just starts vomiting. And it's the first time he's ever vomited. Which, it's funny, because last week we were talking about how he was sick, but he's never vomited before. I'm like, oh, he's never vomited before. And then that weekend, he vomits, and it was just like projectile, and it was like all over his bed, and he looked up at me like, what is happening? Like, what is this? What is happening to me? And I'm like, oh, it's okay. You're throwing up. You're sick to your stomach. It's okay. So I pick him up, because thankfully it didn't really get on him and just sort of got all over his bed. I picked him up, and I took him to the bathroom, and I said, stand over the toilet. And it was like he knew what to do. Like, he stood over the toilet, leaned his head down, and just started going all over again. And I'm like, oh no, like, are you okay? And I go, do you feel better now? And he looks at me and goes, I feel better now. And I'm like, okay, good. Well, let me put you in the tub here so I can clean you off. So I put him in the tub. Yeah, I put him in the tub, and to try to clean up the mess. And I'm like, he goes, I feel better. Vomiting in the tub, and I'm like, oh god. So I'm like freaking out. Yeah, I'm freaking out because that's 3 times in a row. Freaking out. I try to call my wife, doesn't answer. I text her, she doesn't answer. I FaceTime her, doesn't answer. And I'm like, oh gosh, because I'm freaking out because now the baby is downstairs crying because one of the dogs starts barking. So she's crying, the dog's barking. He's standing in the tub going, can I get out now? And I'm like, I don't know. Just stay there for a minute. So I finally call our mom and just say, it was like the middle of the night. It was like, it's probably like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. their time. And I'm like, hey, I'm not, it's fine that he's vomiting, but how many times until I start worrying? And she's like, just watch him and, just, give him a little fluid.
Keep him hydrated.
Yeah, keep him hydrated and stuff. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I take him downstairs because she was gone, and our baby still won't, sleep laying down, so we have her, in this, this contraption thing. It's not it's not a swing, it's a mamaroo thing is what it's called. It looks like a little alien space pod thing. Anyways, she'll lay in there, and it rocks her back and forth until she goes to sleep. So I put her in that. I know. So I put her in there to get her back to sleep. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to sit on the couch, and I dragged his I stripped his bed, which was disgusting. And it was so chunky, I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, I was like,
you just gotta pick it out and put it in the toilet.
I was like, can I put this? I was like, can I put this in the washing machine? I don't know. So I rinsed it off in the tub first, and then there's just chunks in the tub, which was great. And he has this one blanket, one of those heavy blankets that are supposed to help kids sleep. And I found out, and he threw up all over that, and you can't wash that in the washing machine. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this thing now? Yeah. So I take him downstairs. I drag his mattress downstairs so he could sleep downstairs with me and the baby. And I said, you want to sit with me? We'll watch something together. He's like, okay. So we're sitting there, and he starts burping, and I'm like, junk. I'm like, what's wrong, buddy? They're like, are you okay? And so I just pick him up and I just run to the bathroom downstairs, and he just leans over and is like, in that toilet, and then he turns around and he goes, I feel better. All over the floor.
Jeez.
So I put him in that tub downstairs. Like 5 times, and luckily that was it. It was 5 times, and he was done. But he was like, after he was done vomiting, he's like, I'm fine now, running around, and I'm like, sit down, just sit down. I don't want you vomiting anymore.
Oh my gosh.
My son doesn't understand going to the bathroom to throw up. He will be in the kitchen or something. He's like, and he'll like go to the bathroom. He's 6, right? And he won't. So we've got to clean this up, and I don't know, but
Jennifer finally called back, and I was like, he's vomiting for the first time. It's like, oh, I'm missing it. Like,
first steps.
Yeah. I'm like, what am I doing? She's like, I don't know. Just keep him hydrated. So he's okay now, I guess. But now this morning he woke up. Oh gosh, I didn't tell you guys this part. He woke up like last night. We're in Houston. The rodeo is big in Houston. I'm not a cowboy, but we went because Garth Brooks was there. We got to see Garth Brooks last night. First time we've been away like from the baby. So we had like somebody that my wife knew come over and watch the baby and him. So she put him to bed. He was fine. Well, I checked the monitor one time and he was out of his bed. So we had to make the awkward call. We're not spying on you, but the child is not in bed. Can you go find him upstairs somewhere?
Oh my gosh.
Because she was downstairs just sitting there watching TV, and he was like upstairs just running around. So he got her back to bed, fine. And then this morning he wakes up and he comes out of his room and his face is covered in something. And he goes, I pooped. And I'm like, okay. But then I realized, okay, it's not poop he's covered in. But I smell the poop. I smell the poop. He's got a full poop.
Somewhere.
He's got a full poop in his pants. He had a nosebleed or something in the middle of the night, and he had rubbed it all over his face. It looked like he just committed murder. Like there was this blood. And then I go into his bed, and his pillow is a white pillow, and it's like got red spots on it. And I'm like,
not white anymore.
I'm like, what's going on?
Okay,
Holy cow.
so your child is possessed.
I don't.
Vomiting.
His head turned around backward.
Blood rituals at
know.
night.
But so we stuck like toilet paper because it started bleeding again, and we stuck it up there. And I'm like, leave it up there, and he's like, no. He's like pulling it out and looking at it, and I'm like, no, leave it in your nose. He's like, no. And I'm like, well, go throw it away. So he's like, I'll put it in the potty. And he threw it in the potty.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, but then I had to put more. So I don't know.
Moral of the story: don't have kids.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I guess 3 is the magical age where all their body fluids and functions just start coming out.
Is that true? Like a spigot? Like there's a nozzle that just went.
I guess. I don't know. He started vomiting and pooping and bleeding everywhere. But I asked, I'm concerned, so I asked people, and they're like, oh, no, it's perfectly normal. And I'm like, why?
Wow.
No one told me this.
I'm like, why is this perfectly normal?
I do not remember this time in my life.
I don't know. We got cats, and they just start to have a hairball, so we just pick them up and move them off the carpet.
They vomited
Yeah.
on your wife when I was there last time.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's kind of a bum rap for the cats, actually. Like, I was thinking about that. Like, Dorian likes to tell that story about Izzy almost puking on his face, and then his wife was like, "Ah!" and just like launched her off of the bed. And that happens around my house like all the time. If you're like, you find whoever's doing it, and if they're on something, you just wham, like get them away from the thing. And I'm just like, can you imagine if like you were trying to throw up and someone's just like, hey.
Yeah.
I do that with my dogs when they start pooping in the house. I'm just like, no! And I just pick them up, and they're like, boop, 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 boop.
No, we would our old cat Kahlua. We would know if she was going to have a hairball because we hear from the other room.
I know that. Yeah. It's like my tummy hurts. Yeah.
Aww.
Where is she?
Where's she hiding? So since we're on vomiting, you know, since we're on the topic of vomiting, Chris, do you remember you as a kid? What you would do? You may not remember this. I'm just gonna out you.
Vomit. I don't know.
So when you were a kid, because we shared a room for a while when we were kids, right? Yes.
Yes.
We weren't in the same bed. We had twin beds, but.
No. Yes. Yeah.
Aww.
But you had. I don't know if you just were lazy or if you just didn't want to get out of bed. But when you were sick, and it happened like more than once, so it wasn't like a one-time thing. You would roll over, vomit in your bed, and then just roll back over and go to sleep, like nothing happened. And I would hear this. And I'm like, what's going on? And then silence, and I'm like, okay.
I don't think I don't think I was lazy. I think I sleep vomited. Because I still am a little bit, but I was such a sound sleeper. Like our dad would come in to try and wake me up, and he had whole conversations with me that I would not remember whatsoever. Like in the morning to get me up, and he would come back in there and was like, "Hey, you remember I was in here earlier?" No.
Nope.
Yeah, we talked. He answered me. No. So I think I just sleep vomited. I just rolled over, vomited.
Well, the next morning was always fun because it was always like, what happened in here last night? We had a kegger again.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you heard me and you just rolled over too.
Well, I would hear something and I'd be like, what was that? And then I'd be like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And then I'd hear you sleeping and I'm like, I guess everything's okay. We were kids. I mean, whatever.
Sleep vomiting.
How did we get on to the subject? I don't even...
That's probably my fault.
So I did go to the rodeo.
I reminded you of the story.
Rodeo, if you've never been to a rodeo, especially the Houston rodeo, it's a fascinating event.
Collection. Yeah.
I mean, there's just like miles and miles of like booths and every cowboy hat imaginable. There was 4 mattress firms there selling mattresses and
Okay.
massage chairs, which was weird.
Why not?
And corn dogs?
Oh, you could get as long of a corn dog as you wanted, or anything fried.
Twinkies, Snickers,
Butter. They had it all.
cheesecake.
I need to go
Nice.
there.
We had some really good barbecue though, some really good brisket from Good Company or something like that. Yeah, so it was, and then there was like baby chickens just hatching. You can just watch them hatch. Right. And there was like llamas and deer. There were deer.
There's some water boiling. Watch some water boil. Yeah, that was nice.
And yeah,
weird.
You watch.
And then we saw Garth Brooks. Well, sort of saw Garth Brooks. We got tickets. My wife was being very nice, and the tickets she bought, she didn't really understand, and I didn't understand either because they didn't make it clear until you got there. They were standing room only, so we thought there was a section like in most concerts. This is where you stand. There wasn't a section. It was just find somewhere where you can stand and try to see it. So like when you go in arenas, It has the section where all the food is, you know? And then there's the railing where you walk down to the seats. Well, standing room only means in those hallways, just try to peer in to see what's going on inside.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
And they sold tickets for that. That made me
I
so
was gonna,
mad.
yeah, these are tickets you paid for.
Yeah, it made me so mad. But I finally found a space where I could see it, at least. So, I mean, Garth Brooks is always puts on a good show.
Well, while you were doing that, I myself was having an experience of my own.
Oh.
Eating one of the best things ever made, I think now. The McDonald's Szechuan sauce.
Mulan sauce.
Yes, the Mulan sauce. Oh my goodness, it was so good. Like, I was generally surprised how good it was. I would recommend.
It is the Mulan sauce because it came out
During Mulan.
Before Mulan. So yeah, McDonald's did a special release of this sauce.
It's made out of
when
Mulan.
Came out. It's made out of dragon.
Yeah.
Is this like at some point did they have like Mulan has Szechuan sauce too? Be like Mulan or something?
Probably.
Like how did that?
It's
How did they tie it in?
Chinese, I guess. I don't know.
The Chinese tied it in.
Yeah.
I'll look
It's just
it
a
up.
sauce that Mulan would eat.
When she would go to
Historically
McDonald's.
accurate.
When she would go to McDonald's, that's what she eats at McDonald's. So it was a limited run. It was supposedly really good. And then a TV show recently, a cartoon called Rick and Morty, basically kind of made fun of that in a way, where the main character Rick, like his whole purpose in life is to find a dimension that still sells the Szechuan sauce.
It's just teriyaki sauce, isn't it?
Basically, I think it's like a cereal.
It's teriyaki sauce.
But it's good. It's. I think what makes it good is like you're not expecting it to be good because it's a sauce coming from McDonald's, and then you try it like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
I
I had more of
sweet
it.
sour.
I had more of it tonight. I have a problem.
Are they gonna keep it forever?
No.
No, they made 20 million packets of it, and when they run out, they're gone.
Oh.
I thought I had time.
No,
I thought I had time. I can
Sorry,
give you
no.
the recipe if you want it. I got it
No,
right
no.
here.
secret.
Would you like the recipe?
Yeah.
It's 6 cloves of garlic minced and sweat. What?
What?
I don't think that's right.
That means to heat it up in a skillet. 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. Add soy sauce to taste. Add 2 tablespoons of plum sake.
Oh.
Reduce
that's a
I don't
sauce
think that's
slightly.
Take a drink of the sauce.
Oh gosh. 3.5 tablespoons of cock sauce.
I don't think this is the sauce.
Oh, I guess that's sriracha. They call it cock sauce.
Yeah, well, it's rooster
They
sauce.
don't.
It's called
That's what this thing calls it.
it's a rooster sauce. It's because it's rooster sauce because the guy who invented it, his
Woo.
zodiac sign is a rooster. Like he was born
Add 2
in.
tablespoons of brown sugar, red pepper flakes to taste, minced ginger to taste, and then consume the remaining of the plum sake.
There you go.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
That was from a cooking website, and they called it that. Anyways, wow, we're already at 1:08. Look at there.
Oh, wow.
Told you how it flies by. And did we even talk about anything else?
We haven't talked about Flash.
I haven't watched it, so.
Oh,
so-
well, you're not missing much. It's,
Not missing. Oh.
Flash is the name of my cat.
There you go.
there you
So
go.
we
You
haven't-
want to watch Flash? I can go get her.
Oh
It
yeah.
was probably more interesting than the show this season.
She's really fat.
Did I talk about
Oh.
Final Space, or did I talk about that off air?
That was off
What?
there. I don't think we talked about.
Oh,
that.
so if you like good cartoons that are really funny, check out Final Space on TBS. It's by a guy named Olan Rodgers. If you want to see the funniest storyteller there is on YouTube, check out Olan Rodgers. He's sponsoring us now, I guess. Not really, but
No.
Final Space on TBS. It's produced or whatever by Conan O'Brien or something like that.
Yes.
It's really funny. I watched the first 3 episodes, and Like, it's not geared towards children, but it's not as adult as Rick and Morty or something like that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
A happy medium.
It's like a PG-13.
Kind of like a Family Guy. Or
not even that.
Simpsons?
Not even that
Simpsons.
bad. Yeah, Simpsons probably. But it was funny. Like,
Nice.
it's like the best cartoon I've seen in a while, or animated series or whatever. So
I'm excited about this.
It's about it's like a sci-fi type thing. This guy, the main character, is imprisoned on a spaceship, and it's his journey, and he discovers a alien named Mooncake, which is funny as all get out. Anyways, check it out. Final Space. I think it comes on Monday nights on TBS. Now they have to sponsor us. I'm going to contact them and say,
Yeah.
listen. Wreck-It Ralph 2, the teaser trailer, which still baffles me why they have teasers and trailers and
Product placement, the movie too.
Yeah, is out. I watched it. It was funny. Like,
it was funny.
The last scene of the trailer was hilarious. Where it's like he walks into a game and it's a cat and a.
It's like an app game.
Yeah, and you feed a cat pancakes, and you just keep shoving them in his mouth, and then the cat explodes. It was pretty funny. No, it's a rabbit. A rabbit and a cat, right?
It's a rabbit and a cat.
Yeah.
The rabbit gets the pancakes, and the cat gets the milkshake.
Yeah.
And he keeps feeding the pancakes to the bunny, and what's her name? Penelope is like, I think you should feed the cat now. It's like, no. The cat gets the milkshake. The bunny gets the pancake. And keeps feeding them pancakes.
And then it shows a little girl playing the game, and then what you think the bunny explodes, and she just starts screaming in the car.
I'm pretty sure though that little girl is just the same model of Moana as the little girl.
Yeah, I watched an Easter egg thing about it, and pretty much people think it's her. There's like, if the eBay scene, if you look in the background, it's all stuff from former Disney movies, from like Tangled and Aladdin and stuff, and then there's like some Star Wars stuff mixed in there too. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be funny. They got, I forget when it comes out though. I think it might not be till like
this year,
November or something maybe.
Probably later. They're probably still animating it right now.
Because Incredibles 2 comes out in the summer, so they'll probably bring that one out November or something like that.
Yay!
Yay! And we didn't get the... Yeah, we did... Oh, I know. I've been waiting for the second one of that. And we didn't talk about James Gunn and his Twitter debacle that he started today. Because people said, if you had to choose between a Porg and Groot to save, who would you choose? And somebody said, well, Groot regenerates, so he would be fine. And he was like, no, Groot is dead. And that's Groot's son you see now. And the Twitterverse went bonkers. Because he broke the hearts of millions of people, saying that Groot was dead.
Well, Rocket did say he would die if he did that, so...
Yeah, but in the comics it's different. He just... Because here's my thing. He's the last
Groot,
or whatever his race is. I forget what it is. He's the last one, last surviving one. If he could just take twigs of himself and make sons, why doesn't he just repopulate his race?
This is true.
Plot holes.
I know. That's why in the comic books he just regenerates and is still Groot.
In the comic, he goes from like little size to big size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
What are your thoughts on that, Catron?
Sounds exciting.
It's so talkative this episode. Anyways, we're way over time. I feel like we didn't even get to Scotland. Your trip to Scotland.
Oh
yeah. Hey, Scotland's cool. There's so much booze there. No.
Go to Scotland. Get drunk.
And haggis is a thing. Do haggis.
That's a fish thing?
Just do it.
With some Mulan sauce, maybe.
It's like meatloaf.
It's a sheep's
intestine, right?
bladder.
Oh, that's right.
Bladder?
That's right.
The bladder?
Lungs, liver, and heart, I think.
Sounds so appetizing.
Yeah, shoved into like the bladder, right?
Or intestine
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
the casing. Yeah.
And that's the casing, and then cooked, and you eat that. So like everything you're told you should not eat is taken and put into something you should not eat, and then you're told to eat it.
But they also put oats in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you
Oh.
go.
Well, you
Dude,
can.
we had it so many ways, and it was
Can you get gluten free then? I don't know.
You can, and you can get vegetarian, which I'm like, no, you can't,
That's
because
no.
then that is not haggis. But they, nevertheless,
Like
had
those
it on
fake
the menu.
hamburgers. It's not a real hamburger.
Yeah, it's called veggie patty.
Mm. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome back anytime. I tell all the guests.
Yay!
So.
I want to
Wait.
beat Ray.
Oh,
There we go.
it's a hard one.
Yeah. Well, especially 'cause
First
it's
step, you got to get more listens than Dorian, so you can rub it in Dorian's face. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what we like to do with Dorian, and then you can surpass Ray. We got to get Dorian back on
Okay.
here. I like Dorian.
Mhm.
He's a cool guy. But yeah, so,
I guess he's okay.
Yeah,
He's
he's
okay.
okay.
so tell Ray that you're out for it. You're out to get him. You're out to
Okay.
surpass him.
He's not even. He won't blink an eye. He'll be like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah,
Let me go run
Well,
some miles and go do
Yeah.
a podcast.
yeah. I guess he has like a cult following, huh?
Yeah,
Ray?
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
The cult of the hair.
Yes. His hair has more followers than he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There we go. He's coming back on sometime soon, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah. he's
Sure.
here right now.
Yeah.
We've decided that if we title every episode blankety blankety blank and Ray Chase, then it gets like a lot of listens. Even if
Yeah.
he's not on here, we just put Ray Chase in the title, and then it's like, oh, he must be on at the end. I'll listen to the whole thing.
We talked about Ray Chase in this
Yeah.
episode.
This is
That's
just a
because he's
podcast.
taking out ads. He's like telling people, "I'm gonna run a podcast. I'm famous."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm famous. But yeah, so come back. Just tell Chris, say, I want to come back, and he'll get you,
Yay!
he'll let you
Yeah.
out of the vault, and he'll let you come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll think
we
about the rug.
think about the rug.
We'll
We
see.
do have a new T-shirt out. If you guys like T-shirts, because nobody's bought them yet, but you know,
Now
Do
you
you
got
guys
one.
have them?
I have
What?
one.
Yeah, you have 'em.
Catron has one.
Catron's got one.
Chris has still not bought one.
I have not bought one yet. I'm
He's
gonna get
lame.
on that. I'm gonna get on that.
We have I Am Geek T-shirts. That's like our main one. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting because I'm bored, staying home with toddlers and stuff. I've started a theme park collection where I've taken stuff that I love from theme parks and I'm making my version of T-shirts for them.
Cool.
So the newest one we have out now is based on the monorail at some park that starts with the Walt and ends with the
Monorail.
Disney World.
yeah, Disney World. But it's basically it says the please stand clear of the doors, por favor, the Spanish. Yeah, but so it's got all that, and each word is the color of one of the monorail trains. So they have like 12 different color monorails. So each word is each color is represented by a word, and it's one of the shirts that have the the words down the side. So it's pretty. I like it.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But you can look at our shirts at shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek.
Well, now I get to get one because I've been on the show, so I will give one to myself.
So you don't get one from us.
I
Now,
will gift it to you, Jimmy.
if you get one before Chris gets one, and you
I
wear
get to
it,
replace Chris
sure.
Yes.
on the show.
It's gonna be hilarious if you show up. Like if you could film that on your phone, you showing up at work wearing one of our shirts and just say, Chris, look, here's what your shirts look like that you don't have one.
I was like, what's this shirt on? I don't get it. What is it? What's it for? Sure. We got stickers. Catron got us stickers.
Yeah. We got
And-
stickers.
And my wife stole it.
Oh.
The little coffee mug. She stole
Yeah.
it. She's using it.
Well, that's good.
Like, I like this. I'm using it. I was like, okay, I guess okay.
She does it a lot though, doesn't she? I like this. It's mine now.
The first thing she stole was your heart.
And then she crushed it.
And then she crapped on it.
Honey, I love you.
She's like, I'm in bed. Leave me alone. Well, we talked about a lot, and then and then there was stuff we didn't get to today. But you know what? It was I had fun on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yeah, a little more adult than Catron's used to. But you know,
Is that my fault?
no,
I'm sorry.
that was totally my
No,
fault.
Okay.
it's all Ryan. This is
That
all
was
Ryan.
my fault.
I was like, I tried to be good.
No, you did great. I was off the
You're the
rails.
adult.
You were perfect. Ryan's
perfect.
a little perv. So it's like,
We each have our moment each week, so.
Yeah.
yes, we do.
I was just reading instructions how to make sauce.
Sure, you are. Yeah, taught to you by your coach that taught you art.
Yeah.
Art.
Art. Oh, so what we're gonna? We got to figure out what we're gonna name this episode. We can do that off air, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fine. So many things.
Because the people listening, once again, will already know the title of it. So there's
Yeah,
no sense in them
they know.
listening to this.
They're
And I
shouting.
will enjoy
Or-
Chris telling me tomorrow.
We could say the name of the episode at the end of the episode, and then I'll just title it. The name of the episode is at the end of the episode.
Wow.
I like
No,
that.
That's like that was it Grover book, like don't there's a monster at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Don't stop reading the book, there's a monster at the end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
And
There's
spoiler.
and there's two of them. We have
really?
both. Yeah. There's one with Elmo.
Aww.
Aw.
All right.
There you
Well,
go.
this has been episode 45 of I'm Geek. Thanks for listening every week. If you don't mind liking, sharing, whatever we do with these things, get it out
Buy
there.
a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. Find us on Twitter at I'm Geek Show. Find us on Facebook. You can join our group called I Am Group, and we'll have to put you on there, Monica. If you're not on there, or you are on there already.
She is.
I
She
am
is.
on there.
Okay, good, cool.
I was a voter person.
That's right. You were a voter.
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
One of
I
the
voted
proud.
for movies I hadn't seen yet because I was pretty sure that they were going to be my favorite.
Well, there we go.
That works.
And I was right,
There you go.
except
there we
for, I don't know what I haven't seen yet. It was mainly Hella. I was like, Hella's awesome! And then I saw it and I was like, I was right.
She's hella good.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's episode 45. Thanks for checking us out, and we hope to talk to you next week. Good night, everybody.